What would you think about a camera being pointing at you all day in your job? What would you think about if somebody of your employer wanted to have cameras and they wanted to use the cameras in such a manner that, okay, let's say you're a taxi driver, let's say you're a truck driver, okay, let's say you're just an office worker, okay, how would you feel about having a camera if you're an office worker having to be placed on your desk mandatory, pointed at you all day long, filming you all day long, so that they could look for a mistake you might make? That's right. How would you feel about that? Would you like a camera pointing at you all day? Really, would you? You know, you want to think about that a moment? Here, watch this.
You want a camera at your desk all day? A camera pointing at you all day? Do you want a camera that watches you all day?
Emotions were high at the Des Moines City Council chambers this morning over a proposal that would monitor city drivers as an effort to reduce distracted driving. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. KCCI's Kim St. Andre's the only TV reporter at the City Council meeting this morning, and she joins us now live from the newsroom with more on what city workers had to say about the idea. Kim?
Eric, workers' rhetoric was heated at times this morning as they addressed the City Council, arguing that it was an invasion of privacy to have cameras constantly monitoring their every move.
We don't want cameras on us. Do you want a camera on you? Do you want a camera at your desk all day? Do you want a camera pointing at you all day? Do you want a camera that watches you all day? Do you?
Jeffrey Bennett is one of a couple city workers that spoke out against the cameras this morning. But he's not alone.
Plenty of city workers do not want the cameras on.
If the proposal passes, drive cam cameras would be installed in 125 city vehicles like this solid waste truck for a 120-day trial period. Supporters say the cameras would reduce crash frequency, improve fuel efficiency, and increase seatbelt use. But that does come at a cost.
Yes, there's a cost to do this, but are there sufficient offsetting savings that merit that decision?
If the free trial period proves successful, the cameras would cost $750 per camera plus a monthly fee ranging from $24 and $40 per month per vehicle.
And that's a huge cost. Huge cost. Now, I know that those employees are worried about the camera being on. Nobody wants a camera on them all day long. They will be honest with that. I wouldn't want it. If they ask that question, not one council member wants that on them all day long.
The cameras would have an interior and forward view, show speed and location.
I do understand the concern that some of our employees have. They don't want the camera on them. That was said very eloquently this morning at our council workshop. And that certainly is a consideration that is going to have to be taken into account.
If anybody would like a camera pointing at them at their desk all day to monitor their behavior and make sure that they stay in line, vote yes on this. Anybody who votes yes on this needs fired.
City Council will hold one more meeting, and that will be open to the public to give input before they give a final vote as to whether or not to go through with this trial period. They are expected to discuss that at their meeting on April 8th.
Well, some definite emotions there. We'll see what happens next. Thank you very much, Kim.
Okay, out of all their excuses for justifying putting the camera on you, you know, the one that was the most lame was that it was going to help increase fuel mileage. So, what does a camera being put inside the vehicle pointing at you have to do with fuel mileage? How is that going to improve their fuel mileage? You know, these idiots will think up anything to try to do stuff that they know is totally wrong. So maybe these idiots that's coming up with these ideas, they should have to have cameras pointed at them all day. That's right. In their personal vehicles. That's right. In their own personal home. Yeah. Every room they go to in their house, there should be a camera installed in every single room of their house. That's right. Pointing right at them. Okay, so that somebody can sit somewhere else, and even they can have zoom-in features, right? And they can watch your every single move throughout your whole life. Everything you might do. every single thing you might do, so that we can judge you, so that we can play gods, and we can judge you, and we can tell you what you can and can't do, so that we can enslave you properly. That's right. That's what you're seeing going on here. That's exactly what you're seeing going on here. And then, of course, they tried to use the lame excuse of fuel mileage. Okay. Oh, well, we want to make sure they're wearing their seatbelt all day long. That's right. You know, I figured I'd show you this because this is where we're headed. And why are we headed in this direction? We're headed in this direction because nobody wants to stand up for themselves. And what few people are standing up for themselves ain't making a difference because everybody else is cowards. That's right. Everybody else is cowards and just bends over and takes it. That's really what's going on here. Allowing people who think that they're in positions over other people, it's power trips to go to their head. You remember what I talked about, the virus that attacked the human brain, which is power and greed? Power and greed. That's what you're seeing going on here. You allowed other people to be in a position over you. Then when they do things that you know is totally wrong, you won't stand up for yourself to them because you're scared. You're scared. You might lose your job. That's right. If you stood up to them, you might not have a job. That's right. Well, what happened if all the employees walked out? Oh, well, there's enough people unemployed, let's hire more. Well, what happens if all the people on the street realizes what you're doing and says, no, I don't think so. We don't want to work for you. No, I don't think so. We don't want to work for you. I'll tell you what happens. The company that's doing it loses their ass. Now paybacks are a bitch. It's called taking your rights back. It's called stopping somebody from enslaving you. But if you become scared and you allow your being scared of to control your actions, guess who wins? They do. Guess who becomes a serf, a slave, a pawn? You do. So, you might want to think about that.